And after doing some research on you, I learned some things
Oh, okay.
that I didn't know. I heard you used to beat up people back in the day. You were a world champion. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so my brother, my older sister, we did Hawaiian Kempo and Shotokan for like the first 10 years of our lives. I was literally like 4 in the dojo training. Yeah, we would travel all over the world and compete, and that was our life. We were very disciplined children doing martial arts every single day. It's still in our blood, but I don't do it anymore just because there's other interests. But
I think something came from that, because ever since I've met you or I see you on an interview, you have this unwavering type of like confidence. Do you think you got it from a little bit from martial arts, like I'm gonna tear you up, or is it just you just like, where does that come from? Because a lot of people struggle with, I struggled with that, being myself, and so where did that come from for you, think, that confidence?
That's a really good question. I've never really even thought about it. I'm so secure with who I am that I don't even have to think about anything or anyone else when I'm like talking to someone. Maybe martial arts has something to do with it, because you're supposed to be very secure and disciplined and in charge of yourself. Maybe it made me stronger as a woman, you know, because I can protect myself slightly. I mean, men are stronger in general, but their body mass, I feel like, you know. Yeah, maybe so.
Maybe so.
We'll blame it on the martial arts. Is why I'm so confident.
But it doesn't matter if clothes are in style, out of style. Fivel does what she wants.
Always.
So it's just like, I think that's so great, because we're living in the day and age where it's just like, especially like say social media, right? You look on social media. Any social media you look at, it's our highlight reel. Everybody's perfection. I mean, they're like doing fake six packs and so many, but everything is just everything.
Real life tuning.
Real life. So have you ever struggled with, say, body image, because you're looking at images that are perfect? Everybody's perfect. Do you ever think about that? Does that ever bother you, or?
Definitely. I think one of the most important things in life right now is to release expectation and comparison. I think that a lot of people felt a lot more special before the internet became such a huge thing, because no matter how confident you are, as soon as I go on Instagram, I'm gonna judge myself, because we are wired to think that there's this idea of perfection that we all have to reach, which is impossible. And so now what really, like even talking about it makes me heated, because I'm so hard-headed when it comes to being yourself that no one else is anymore. Everyone is so consumed with the idea that you should be what everyone else wants you to be, instead of focusing on who you are now. And I think it's really important that there's this quote, and it might be harsh for me to say, but it's like, stop making stupid people famous. Mm-hmm. And I feel like as an actress, that's one of my biggest desires, is to influence correctly, to influence in perfection, because we all are imperfect. And I think that you shouldn't get plastic surgery until you're like 30, until you feel like you are just so insecure with yourself. It's so sad to me that the most famous people on Instagram are like all these girls and women wearing no clothes and with fake boobs.
That's a big thing right now.
And a fake jawline and fake freckles or whatever. And it makes me so sad that these like 16-year-olds are looking at these women and being like, that's who I want to be like. And I'm like, no, dude, like look in the mirror, you're so great. Like if Instagram went away, right? Like what would you be? You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't, who would know? Like I think it's impossible not to be insecure nowadays, which is so sad. Because everyone talks about being confident and secure with themselves, but yet everyone's a hypocrite because they're not, and they find themselves like scrolling through Instagram and like trying to find who they are. But it's like if you just look in the mirror, like there you are. Like
no, it's true, and I had to do a reality check on myself, because I'd be going on there, and I'm like, now I'm constantly thinking, like a lot of times I'm on there, I'm comparing myself.
Definitely, yeah.
Their success to my success, you know, and I had to, take a pause and not go on it so much. And I think you're right. Maybe we all should take a pause sometime.
Heck yeah.
And just to realize, to cleanse.
Yes. I mean, before my show came out, I didn't have an Instagram. I was like, and it was probably because the guy that I was dating really influenced that, like, you don't need one, And I agreed. I was like, you're right. I should be present in this moment. But instead, I'm on my phone and it's taking me out of this moment with you. I feel like I would love to have a career that didn't need social media.
Right.
Because when you look at it, like back in the day, what respectable movie star, not actor or TV, like movie star that needed social media to get them where they are now.
I know.
Mind blowing, and it shouldn't be. Like I really, like, that's one of my biggest goals with my career, is to be a well-respected actress that didn't need anything to get me there other than my talent.
Right.
And it's possible because everyone else did it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The followers, if you, they ask you, how many followers do you got? And it's like, they make you feel less if you have less followers.
Yeah.
Have you, for real?
For real. Yeah. Talking about social media really, like, makes me really irritated, just because everyone is so falls back on it.
But I do have to give a shout out to Will Smith, who's making social media a positive thing.
For sure.
Because he's showing that, hey, you can just be you. If you're gonna do, have social media, just be yourself.
Or be an activist.
Yes.
Like I do have an Instagram, and I struggle with it. Like I'll go 3 weeks without posting anything. And I won't know what to post, and then I'll feel like I have to post, and I'm like, why do I feel like I have to post for people to, like, keep up with me? But I actually was looking at Julia Roberts' Instagram, and her Instagram is so real. She is an activist. There are a lot of Instagram, people, actors, that use it as a tool correctly, because unfortunately it is a tool that will help anyone and everyone in their career. So I guess if you use it properly, it could be a benefit. But I'm 22. The people that are my age don't want to, I don't know, they want to see different things. They want to see the simple life. They want to see the simple surface, like, this is what I'm doing. I don't know, it's just.
So what does Fivel do then? Fivel is she's trying to get away from the Instagrams, the social media stuff, but there could be sometimes this anxiety. So how do you stay in the present? How do you practice that?
I put my phone away, and or read a book. And when I'm with my friends, if they take their phone out, I will nicely be like, if you want to go on your phone, just go on your phone and we'll talk about it later. Like it's my pet peeve when I'm talking to someone and they're not looking at me, or they're on, like, their phone and be like, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. If I'm too bored to be with, then don't be with me. Like, I really don't have time to, like, be distracted by you. But I meditate a lot. I do yoga a lot.
Tell me a little about meditating, because a lot of people have problems with meditating. They said, I can't sit there and all these thoughts going through my head. And
that's the number one reason why you need to meditate. Like, when someone says that they can't meditate, you need to meditate.
What has it done for you?
It makes me balanced. It has made me more internally aware of my thoughts and who I am. It's made me aware of the struggles that I'm going through in my life, because when you do sit there and when you do force yourself to meditate, it's inevitable for you not to think about your life, at least for a couple of minutes. And so when you sit there and those are the things coming to surface, those are the things that you know are either bothering you, that you need to work on, that you need to manifest. I'm a huge believer in manifestation.
Okay, tell me a little about any experiences. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm all about envisioning things and
You are what you give, you are what you make your life. Well, I feel like if you believe that you can do something and you do it, and you make your life. No one's gonna make it for you. I think that you and the universe work in harmony, so you gotta do your job, which is to manifest what you want from the universe, and then once the universe knows that your intention is pure, eventually, maybe not now, it will happen.
I believe it. Give me some of that.
I believe it. I believe it. And what's there to lose?
What's there to lose?
You know, like to manifest love, to manifest happiness, to manifest blessings, to manifest good health. Like, what's the negative in that? Even if it might be bogus to some people, like, ooh, spirituality, it's benefiting me and it's benefiting my heart. And when I am manifesting, I feel so much love for myself because all I'm doing is putting love out into the world, you know?
But there was a book that you read. It was about teaching you how to deal with
Reconciling the differences.
Tell me about that book and what you learned from that.
Yes. Okay. So it was written by a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law. And so when they first got together, they didn't like each other. But then they came to a place where they were like, okay, well, you're marrying my son, and he's your son, so we have to eventually come to a place where we like each other. So let's unlearn everything I know about you and gain a beginner's mind, and let's see where it takes us. So any assumption that I have, how you're gonna act, what you're gonna do, I'm gonna erase it, and like I'm gonna create a new person for you. And so the book kind of just explains the experiences they went through and the actions they took.
Sounds like a lot of forgiveness.
A lot of forgiveness, a lot of awareness, a lot of, beginner's mind is like the first.
I didn't even heard that, like that
my
term,
gosh.
like the beginners. I never heard of that term.
In Japanese, it's called shoshin, and I want to get it tattooed.
So it's called Shoshin.
Shoshin.
Okay.
It's beginner's mind. And it's
So you can look at everybody as like pure.
pure, yeah. And no one should be advanced in anything.
Now what? Now hold up now. Now what if they messing with you? I mean they picking on you every single day. How you have a beginner's mind when they keep bugging you? They
Bite your tongue and just be a pure human. Gotta put it behind you. Yeah, that's a challenge. That is a challenge for you though. Yeah. You know, like to deal with a challenging person. You know, to see how you take it. Yeah. But yeah, no one should be an advanced person because once you're advanced, then you can't learn anything else. Right. You know. So
you always had in your mindset that you're gonna just continue to have this growth mindset, that you're gonna just learn from everything and not stay stuck. Because there's people that are just stuck in their own way.
Yeah. Definitely, it's hard. It's hard though. Like I'm only human, you know. So I do have my little hiccups here and there, but as long as I acknowledge it and I'm aware of these ideas that I want to have for myself, I feel like that's the first couple of steps that are taking me to the right path. Yeah. You've been in the entertainment business for so long. How do you stay grounded in entertainment? Because some people go crazy. I would say having a solid family. And, you know, recently I haven't been with my family much. I'm always out doing something. I'm always with my friends but knowing that I could go back to a solid, close-knit family is a very humbling thing, and it makes your foundation super strong because you know that your blood is there for you. And a lot of people don't have that because a lot of actors and singers, they all travel from out of state, and they don't even have a solid home. So to be able to go to a place, like a sacred place where I can just put my hand
Just be.
and just know that I'm here and I'm safe is probably one of the most thankful things I have in my life.
Yeah. I think we're all looking for that, just to be ourselves.
Yeah.
And that comfortability.
Safe home. Yeah. Having a solid family and good friends because you are who you hang out with. You know.
I love that. Mine is a quote that somebody shared with me that changed my life. It's show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Yes, definitely.
And I think it's true.
Yeah, and I struggle with having good friends, you know, because I used to go through friends like seasons where I would just be curious with one person and then stop hanging out with them, and then curious with another person and stop hanging out with them. You know, now I really only hang out with 3 people, and then I'll go out and meet other
You have your
people,
core.
my core friends, yeah. And then I can go home and
And it's a back and forth thing, so it's not like you're giving all this and they're, you know what I mean? It has to be
mutual. It's a relationship like anything, like a boyfriend, like a girlfriend, you know. But I would say, yeah, having a family
great.
that is together.
Yeah.
And sure, we're not perfect, but you're still there. He's still there, she's still there, and you can like come to a place where it's peaceful and safe, you know?
And last question, what is the best advice you've ever been given, and what's the worst advice that you've ever been given?
The best advice? Probably the beginner's mind. Reading the book.
That's great.
Yeah. And my friend Chris David, he always talks about it too. Like, we'll always talk about like unlearning everything you know to learn everything again.
It's beautiful.
It really clears your head. And then you aren't an arrogant, naive person who thinks that they know everything, you know?
And the worst advice?
Advice. Don't wear that. Don't wear that.
Right.
Fine, I'll wear it in anyway.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Fivel. I really appreciate it. This was awesome. Thank you for just being vulnerable. And I know you have helped, through this interview, so many people.
Thank you. Yes, I'm excited.